Peace is the goal, but the process is equally important. Leadership means guiding a society toward a brighter future, not clinging to the past. Every person has the potential to change the world, no matter how small the action. True freedom is the right to think, to speak, and to live without fee. Change is a constant in life, and it is essential for progress. Real democracy is built from the ground up, with the participation of all citizens. Power is not given. It must be earned through trust and responsibility. To create a better world, we must first start by changing ourselves. Human beings are capable of extraordinary kindness and compassion if given the opportunity. People who are free to make decisions can create the greatest change in the world. Action without thought is dangerous. Thought without action is futile. A society that values creativity and innovation will always be more resilient. The measure of a great society is not how much it owns, but how it treats its most vulnerable member. True leaders inspire others to be better, to do better, and to care more deeply. We must work to eliminate injustice, for injustice denies us our humanity. Global challenges require global cooperation and global solution. The future of peace rests on the strength of our partnership. Society's progress depends on the ability to embrace change and move forward together. Democracy requires courage, not just from the leaders but from the people as well. Justice must be more than a concept. It must be a way of life. Hope is not simply wishful thinking. It is the belief in something better and the willingness to act. Change is inevitable, but how we respond to change is what defines us. The most powerful tool we have is the ability to communicate and understand each other. A world that respects human rights is a world where everyone has a chance to succeed. The fate of the world is in our hands, and we must act with wisdom and compassion. A great leader does not build monuments to themselves, but to the people they serve. The future is shaped by the choices we make today, and we must choose wisely. Peace is not just an absence of war. It is the presence of justice and equality. True power is not in dominating others, but in lifting others up. The greatest gift we can give to future generations is a world of peace and harmony. Every person has a role in shaping the destiny of humanity. Education is the foundation for a brighter future and a more just world. A compassionate society is a thriving society. The real test of leadership is how you respond to challenges, not how you enjoy success. Respecting the diversity of cultures is essential for global harmony. True democracy is about listening to everyone and making sure everyone has a voice. Each day is an opportunity to create a better future. Building a better world requires working together, not as individuals but as a collective. Equality is not a privilege, it is a right for all. Leadership is not about power, it's about making the right decisions for the future. We must be courageous enough to challenge the status quo for the sake of progress. Reform is an ongoing process that requires continual reflection and action. Human potential is limitless when nurtured with hope, education, and opportunity. Peace is a commitment that requires work from every nation and every person. Leaders must always look beyond their own time, to the legacy they leave for future generations. Hope is the light that guides us even in the darkest of time. History is shaped by the collective actions of individuals, communities, and nations. Justice must be at the center of all decisions, for without it, there can be no lasting peace. The greatest leaders are those who inspire others to dream and take action. Working toward a better future requires patience, persistence, and a belief in what is possible. Leadership is about empowering others to make the changes that matter. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth and transformation. The foundation of any great society is built on the values of kindness, respect, and understanding. The future belongs to those who dare to change the world. Political leaders must have the courage to act decisively and the wisdom to act responsibly. History is not written by individuals alone, but by the collective actions of people. The survival of our planet depends on mutual respect and cooperation among nations. The pursuit of peace is the highest goal of any society. Without truth, there can be no trust, and without trust, there can be no progress. A healthy society is one that prioritizes education and culture. The future of humanity lies in our ability to understand and embrace each other. Tolerance is not weakness. It is the strength to accept and respect difference. Humanity's greatest achievements come from the courage to dream and act. Leadership is not about power. It is about service and responsibility. Democracy flourishes where freedom of expression is upheld. The strength of a society is measured by its ability to protect the weakest among the global challenges demand global unity and solidarity. Justice delayed is justice denied, and this applies to nations as much as individual. Knowledge and innovation are the engines of progress in the modern world. The environment is not a resource to exploit, it is a treasure to protect. Freedom is the soul of humanity, and without it, no society can thrive. We must embrace change to stay relevant in an ever-evolving world. Compromise is not a weakness, but a strategy for coexistence. Every person has a role to play in shaping the future of our world. Hope is the seed from which all great revolutions grow. True reform comes not from above, but from the active participation of the people. The measure of a leader is their ability to inspire and unite. The path to peace begins with understanding and empathy. The world needs bridges more than it needs walls. Without mutual respect, no international agreement can succeed. Human dignity must be the foundation of all governance. Power that ignores the will of the people is destined to fail. We must act with urgency to address the crises of our time. Education is the greatest investment we can make in the future. The legacy of humanity depends on the choices we make today. Dialogue and negotiation are the only sustainable tools for conflict resolution. History rewards those who dare to take the path of peace. The pursuit of equality is the essence of justice. Freedom of thought and speech is the cornerstone of human progress. Humanity thrives when creativity and innovation are encouraged. The test of any civilization is how it treats its most vulnerable member. Hope and courage are the antidotes to despair and fear. The world is a shared home. We must all act as its steward. The responsibility of a leader is to build bridges, not to burn them. Empathy is the foundation of a united world. History is a guide, not a prison. We must learn from it, not be confined by it. Peace is not a distant dream. It is a goal we can achieve together. Our greatest resource is not material wealth, but the human spirit. The responsibility for the future of our planet lies in all our hand. Revolution begins with the power of idea. Great leaders do not divide, they bring people together. Justice is the heart of a peaceful and prosperous society. Humanity must transcend its differences to overcome its challenges. The power of the people is the foundation of all meaningful change. Freedom is not just a right, it is a responsibility to act with conscience. Reform is an ongoing journey that requires courage and resilience. The greatest gift we can give the next generation is a better world. The strength of a leader is measured by their ability to bring people together around shared goal. True progress is rooted in justice and equality for all. Without openness, there is no understanding, and without understanding, there is no peace. Every reform begins with a single step, but it is sustained by the will of the people. Freedom is the foundation on which all human achievements are built. The environment must be treated as a sacred trust, not a commodity to exploit. Leaders must be accountable to the people, for their power derives from the greatest responsibility of any government is to protect human dignity. We must strive for a world where power is shared, not concentrated in the hands of a few. Progress demands that we challenge old ways of thinking and embrace innovation. Human history is shaped by the courage of those who dare to dream of a better future. Peace begins with respect, and respect begins with listening. The global community must prioritize cooperation over competition. True leadership is about service, not domination. Without freedom, there can be no creativity, no innovation, and no progress. The challenges we face are not insurmountable if we work together in solidarity. Hope is the bridge that connects us to a better future. Empathy and compassion are the true markers of a civilized society. Education is not just a tool for success, it is the foundation of human dignity. Reform is not about destroying the old, but building something better. The true strength of a nation is its ability to adapt and innovate. We must leave a legacy of peace, justice, and hope for the next generation. The environment is not separate from us. It is a part of us. The path to peace is paved with dialogue, understanding, and mutual respect. No society can thrive if it does not prioritize the well-being of its people. True power is found in unity, not division. History will judge us not by our words but by our action. Progress is born out of collaboration and the exchange of ideas. The world belongs to all of us, and we must act as responsible stewards of it. Without dialogue, there is no path to resolution or understanding. Justice is the cornerstone of peace and stability in any society. The courage to change is the beginning of all great revolution. Freedom and responsibility go hand in hand. One cannot exist without the other. The future belongs to those who are willing to fight for equality and justice. Humanity's greatest achievements come when we work together for the common good. The role of a leader is to inspire and empower others. The preservation of human rights is the foundation of a just and peaceful world. Change is the only constant, and we must embrace it to move forward. True democracy is not just about elections. It's about participation and accountability. Hope is the light that guides us through even the darkest time. Humanity's destiny is intertwined. What affects one affects us all. Every person has a role to play in shaping the future of our world. Leaders must lead by example, showing courage, integrity, and compassion. We must act now to address the challenges of climate change and environmental degradation. The pursuit of peace is not a weakness. It is the greatest strength of humanity. A united world is a stronger, more resilient world. The responsibility to act is not just the burden of leaders. It belongs to all of us. Education and knowledge are the tools we need to build a better world. Human dignity must be at the center of all decisions and policy. The true measure of a leader is their ability to leave a positive legacy for future generations. History teaches us that division leads to destruction, but unity leads to progress. Empathy is the key to understanding and resolving conflict. Compassion is not a luxury. It is a necessity for a peaceful world. Leadership is about making decisions that benefit not just the present but the future. The environment is our shared inheritance, and we must protect it together. The greatest challenge of our time is learning to live in harmony with each other and the planet. We must learn from history to avoid repeating its mistake. If what you have done yesterday still looks big to you, you haven't done much today. The market is not an invention of capitalism. It has existed for centuries. It is an invention of civilization. Peace is not unity in similarity, but unity in diversity, in the comparison and conciliation of differency. Sometimes it's difficult to accept to recognize one's own mistakes, but one must do it. I was guilty of overconfidence and arrogance, and I was punished for that. We could only solve our problems by cooperating with other countries. It would have been paradoxical not to cooperate. Without Perestroika, the Cold War simply would not have ended. I believe in the cosmos. All of us are linked to the cosmos, so nature is my God to me. Nature is sacred. Trees are my temples and forests are my cathedral. Life punishes those who come too late. The world will not accept dictatorship or domination. A society should never become like a pond with stagnant water without movement. More socialism means more democracy, openness, and collectivism in everyday life. Jesus was the first socialist, the first to seek a better life for mankind. We are all passengers aboard one ship, the Earth, and we must not allow it to be wrecked. There will be no second Noah's Ark. The Soviet people want full-blooded and unconditional democracy. We are not abandoning our convictions, our philosophy, or traditions, nor do we urge anyone to abandon their. What we need is star peace and not star war. The most important thing is to try to revive the universally known values from which we have retreated. Peace is movement towards globality and universality of civilization. I leave my post with concern, but also with hope, with faith in you, your wisdom and spiritual strength. We are all one family of humankind, and we share the same planet. History teaches us that when a state begins to think and act as an empire, it loses its future. Democracy is the wholesome and pure air without which a socialist public organization cannot live a full-blooded life. The world cannot live without a global ethic. We need a new environmental consciousness on a global basis. To do this, we need to educate people. The environment is the most important resource for man. We must stop plundering it. The process of reform is to be understood as part of a historical process, not as a one-time act. We need a new synthesis of faith and reason in the modern world. Politics is not only the art of the possible, but the art of the necessary. People who close their eyes to reality simply invite their own destruction. Glasnost is an important element of democracy. It is about openness and transparency. The future belongs to freedom, not to fee. Reform is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process of evolution. Only through dialogue can we achieve lasting peace and cooperation. The greatness of a nation is measured by its ability to reform and adapt to change. Power must be used responsibly and for the betterment of all humanity. The destruction of the environment is a destruction of our future. Freedom is a universal value that cannot be suppressed. Education is the cornerstone of a progressive society. To create a better future, we must work together in unity and understanding. We must build bridges, not walls. A leader must listen to the voice of the people and learn from them. Global problems require global solutions and shared responsibility. Dialogue between nations is the only way to resolve conflicts peacefully. The pursuit of power should never come at the cost of humanity and ethic. Human rights are not a privilege but a fundamental necessity for all. The unity of the world is our common destiny. The collapse of one system is not the end of history, but the beginning of transformation. A true leader seeks to unite, not divide. The welfare of the people is the ultimate purpose of governance. Without freedom, there can be no creativity or progress. Compassion and understanding are the keys to a peaceful world. The economy should serve the people, not the other way around. Change begins with courage and vision. Democracy is the voice of the people made manifest. Our shared humanity binds us together despite our differences. The lessons of history must guide us in building a better future. True power comes from serving others, not dominating them. Justice is the foundation of a civilized society. We must act today to preserve our world for future generations. Progress is only possible through dialogue and cooperation. Peace is not the absence of war, but the presence of justice. Environmental protection is a responsibility we all share. The world must embrace diversity and reject division. The dignity of every individual must be upheld at all cost. Reform is a journey, not a destination. The values of freedom and equality are timeless and universal. Societies thrive when there is openness and transparency. Mutual respect is the cornerstone of international relations. Unity in diversity is the strength of humanity. Hope is the light that guides us through the darkest time. The true test of a leader is their commitment to the common good. Knowledge is the most powerful tool for transformation. The bonds of humanity transcend borders and ideology. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision is chaos. A better world is possible if we work together with determination and courage.